Hi, Rachel. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Oregon Weight and Wellness and our What's for Dinner
Yeah.
Thursday at noon or whatever time you're watching this.
Yeah.
And Rachel, do you notice anything different about me?
You are moving, but not going anywhere.
Yes, I got an early Christmas present. And hopefully it's not distracting people. If it's distracting, just let me know. And hopefully I can talk and chew gum at the same, well, not chew gum, but walk and talk at the same time. Yeah, I got one of these walking pads.
Mm-hmm. It's all the rage this year.
Yeah, to put underneath my sit stand desk. And I was inspired by one of our clients.
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought, oh, maybe I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I haven't broken my ankles.
Yeah. Or rolled them like in pickleball.
Or rolled them. Yeah. So, and it's getting more steps in my day. It's making me a little more active and, I'm not sweating or anything like that. My heart's not racing, keeping me warmer.
Oh, I bet.
And then I'm thinking I'm really going to pay attention to see if I sleep better.
Ooh, yes. Mm-hmm. You are increasing the sleep pressure. We're going to talk about sleep today, but you are increasing the demand on sleep. Right?
Ooh, okay. Let's dive in.
Okay. I love this chapter, by the way. I think it's a power chapter. He talks strongly about, it's eat, move, sleep, right? And in this chapter, he dives really hard into each one of those. And I think he makes excellent points.
Okay. All right. So you bring up the first one because this one was hard for me.
Okay. He says every meal matters. What? So he starts off with, now, this is, let's go to tough love land.
Okay. Because this was tough love for me.
So often, and I've been thinking about this in my coaching too. So often in coaching, and I know the way you practice, we don't tell people what to do. We're not pushing them. It's a shared decision-making process. It's really about helping people find the path they want to go down and making a system that works for them in their well-being. But sometimes we need a little kick in the booty.
We need reality checks, right, Rachel?
Yes. I know we're both like, oh, we don't want to say this because we know that this system doesn't work. This is the diet mentality kind of system. Mm-hmm. We don't really work that way. Mm-mm. At Oregon Weight and Wellness, in my practice and in your practice, we don't do this. Mm-hmm. However, a kick in the booty, sometimes we need the truth in a real, like, tough love kind of a way. So that's what this chapter is. Okay. And he says, every bite and drink counts. The moment you ingest something, it moves through your body and creates either positive or negative effects in various places. You're either going to have an energy increase and nutrient and quality increase, or you're going to have the opposite of that. It doesn't necessarily mean, I think, that every food is either good or bad.
Okay.
And that you're harmed immediately from one bite or one thing. But if you're eating a food that's a highly processed, high sugar, high salt, kind of more of a junk food, it's not improving your health. Right?
Okay. I guess I have to embrace that. I have to just be real with myself with that statement. It's not junk foods don't improve my health.
They don't improve my health. We might be able to argue his point that it doesn't necessarily damage our health every bite of a piece of junk food, right? Mm-hmm. One bite of cake is not going to damage your health. Right. But I know one bite of cake does not improve my health when we think about, maybe it gave me enjoyment and maybe it was a pleasant experience. That's important. Mm-hmm. But when I'm thinking about like my health markers, I don't think it improved. Yeah. I don't think it improved my blood. And I mean, right?
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. No. And sometimes that's why we wear things like continuous glucose monitors and things like that to really dig in and dive in and kind of face the music, see the reality, not to judge or to point fingers or, or to but to just say, hey, when I eat this,
Mhm.
in the case of a continuous glucose monitor, gosh, my blood sugar does this.
Mhm.
I don't think I want it to do that.
Right. Or it does this and then it does this.
Yeah, right.
Right. Rather than, do a nice,
Right.
even,
Yeah. And if I'm really checking in and paying attention, tuning into how I'm feeling, gosh, I don't feel great when my blood sugar does this and then it does that. Yeah.
Right. And even I don't know about you, but even a couple of bites of something, even if I were to take, eat one cookie or have, a half of a piece of cake and be very moderate and very controlled, it's very rare that it doesn't kind of make me feel funky. Like I kind of go, ugh, my stomach is like kind of upset about that. Or I have that kind of nasty taste in my mouth of sugar left over, and to me, that makes me think, well, when I eat a salad, I just finished this giant, gorgeous salad for lunch. I feel awesome. I feel energized. I feel clean. It's amazing. That's not how I feel when I eat junk food, even in small portions. So that's got to tell me something. I've got to use that information, and it's got to inform, at the very least, that it's not improving my health if I don't feel good.
Yeah. This was a hard one for me because you're right. We do try to encourage, progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
We try not to I don't know, shame foods or demonize, things like that. I mean, we're trying not to we're trying to get people to do more the 80-20 or, 90-10 rule, that sort of a thing. And, so having said all that,
yeah.
And I guess it's an and.
It's an and.
It's an
yeah.
and.
Yeah. I think that's really important. I love what you just said, just that the focus is not demonizing or criticizing or pointing fingers or judging. And to be frank, I don't want to live in a world where I never get to eat a cookie again.
Right.
No thanks. Right. But I do need to put it in its place and understand. And I think the point that he gets to, which I think is helpful, is that if you think about, once you know the foods and drinks that help and the foods and the drinks that potentially harm, but at least are neutral, then every choice you make, you can make a conscious decision about. You can be wise to what you're actually doing. Because if we don't really face the music of it, and we're not seeing results what we want in our health, then what are we not seeing? What are we not realizing? That those kind of extra bites here or there.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. What else is he talking about, Rachel?
Okay. Part 2, he says, put activity before exercise. So thinking about movement rather than necessarily exercise, try to be moving more like what you're doing. I know you are not sedentary right now. Normally you'd be sitting at a desk.
Right.
Or you'd even be standing. Before you'd be standing. Now you're actually moving. I mean, hey. So he says, the simple answer is that for most of us, and this is, I would say probably 90% of the population, we could move a little bit more, move a little bit more than what you're doing, what you exercise.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. Like he says, well, how much is enough? Every person is different. With every condition that you have is different. If you're starting out with 0, anything is an improvement, right?
Right.
Most of us, exercising more than you did yesterday is probably how much you should exercise.
Yeah.
Moving more than you did yesterday.
More. Yeah. Yeah. And I like the way he kind of changes, he takes the focus off exercise and puts it on activity.
Yeah.
Moving. Yeah. Like you said, moving your body, because it does it has so much benefit for our health. Yeah.
And every amount counts and every additional amount counts. So even if you were to get to the recommended 150 minutes per week, more than there's great research on people getting 300 minutes per week, right? So rather than thinking about how much should I work out and I'm not working out that much and therefore I need to do more, think about how much am I moving can I move more?
Right.
How do I just keep moving more, knowing that every bit more improves your health?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
And he says to make a mental note of the immediate return. So think about your energy levels and how they start to change over time. Maybe not the first or second time that you move more, if you're just getting started, but you will, if you normalize it in your life, you're not thinking about getting in shape, right? I have to get in shape, or I have to do this. You're thinking about moving for overall health, and then it becomes it becomes an enjoyment.
Yeah. My name's Julie. I move my body. Yeah.
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 Yeah. In the way that it was designed to move.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so interesting because, some of the problems are today's problems. They weren't problems 150 years ago when people were moving all the time to get every part of their life accomplished. They're getting their food, getting their, cleaning their homes, washing their clothes. I mean, it was all more activity.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So moving our body is interesting how our, the evolution of our culture has sometimes been to our detriment. Maybe that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. It's a good topic. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The third section, he says, invest in sleep for your future. We and I were just talking about this in a meeting earlier about sleep and how important it is. And he talks about that in this chapter, and he mentions how it's not a luxury. Sleep is a necessity. Oh my gosh, it's not food and exercise. It's food and exercise and sleep and stress. We got to do these things. So he mentions, this is what I love, and I think that everybody will appreciate this. The science has shown that good sleep increases your production of digestive hormone, leptin, which helps keep you from eating too much. And then it also decreases the hormone ghrelin, which boosts appetite. So we get a double whammy with hormones.
A double. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, when you eat less, or when you sleep less, you eat more. Yeah. Now in all these things, too much is more than enough. Yeah. But most of us need to work on sleep. And some of us fall asleep fine, then we wake up later. We have fitful sleep. Some of us have just a hard time going to sleep.
Yeah.
So there are things that you can do to help in any area, every aspect, and there are several books out there that you talked about one, Why We Sleep was a good one. If people want to dig in, Sleep Smarter is another really good book to give some practical ideas about, maybe you fall asleep fine, but maybe you wake up and worry or something, or maybe you just don't have any kind of consistent routine. So, starting with getting a consistent routine, going to bed at the same time every night, getting up at the same time every morning. These things are so important for, good quality sleep.
Yeah. The Sleep Smarter book that you mentioned, I like that you mentioned that it has practical tips, because it really is kind of like, if you're not sure where to start and you think you've done everything, I guarantee you have not. Because the things in that book, I'm like, what? Right? There are, we should count how many tips and how many strategies and tools he offers and recommends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it's the normal ones like a darkened, cool room and no digital, computers and things like that before bed, and some of the obvious ones, but some of the other ones I would never have thought of or about. So if you want a book that can really help you through, and we do a group in that, starting in the new year, we'll be launching our group cohorts again, and there will be a sleep cohort we'll be launching. So if you're interested in that, get a hold of us.
Ask us about that. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, Rachel, I am making dinner. I got my barley in the pressure cooker, that purple barley that I got. Yes. So I'm making a barley soup. So I'm doing it in the pressure cooker to see, last time I just boiled it. Man, and when you have barley that hasn't been hulled, hasn't been stripped of its outer fibrous coat, it takes a long time to cook.
Yeah, it does. It's a very different thing. Yeah.
So I'm so excited because I know how the power of that fiber. I know the power of, that has more protein, and I know that this particular purple barley has more of those anthocyanin compounds that are so good for my health. So I'm excited to eat it. So
yeah, it's
barley
fun.
soup.
Barley soup. From that farmer's market that you and I went to that we talked about on this show, I got some of that purple barley, but I also got some einkorn wheat berries. So you've heard of einkorn flour, but I got the einkorn wheat berries, and I cooked some of them up in my Instant Pot, and they took a little longer. It was like 30 minutes, but they're still a little, they're like al dente. They're a little
chewy.
Oh, I had some of that in my salad today. So
good. So then, Rachel, let me ask you a question. Do you freeze that, or does it refrigerate well? Or you freeze it. Okay, both.
I made a giant batch of it, and then I take some of it for the fridge for the week, and then the rest of it I freeze in little 1 to 2 cups, and I'll pull that out for the following week.
Yeah. Hey, and that leads me to a little bit of a teaser.
Ooh.
In the new year, I think both of us, might let the cat out of the bag. We've both signed up for culinary medicine classes. And so we're so excited to dive in a little deeper. We both enjoy cooking so much, and we want to be able to share in a very meaningful way with our clients and patients cooking and culinary medicine, and how food is medicine, and just practical ways of getting into your kitchen more and enjoying the whole aspect of cooking. Not spending 3-4 hours, no, but really the tips are about how to shorten that up and make it more practical, more useful. Of course, increase food quality and enjoyment of the whole process.
Yes. So be looking out for more resources from us on the culinary cooking, on food prep, on, a little bit more focus this year from us in resources for you on this very important piece that is not, it's not natural for everyone. And especially in our culture, many of us were raised with parents who did not cook regularly. I was born in the 70s. And so my mom was getting into more of the packaged foods, and there wasn't a lot of home cooking and a lot of really cooking instruction. And cooking was stressed out for my mom. She was always stressed out in the kitchen. She hated cooking because she had to work and do this and this. And so I kind of saw it as not a cool thing. But change in my, I've learned the difference, and man, I love to put on some music. I have a podcast list for, it's all foreign music, French and Italian.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, so fun to cook with that music.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we hope to bring some of that joy to you.
Yeah, awesome. All right, and so until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.
The rest of your reign. I mean your day.
Yeah, right. Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.